So basically he hits me, right? You hit me, boom, and then I'm powering up. And then you go ahead and do whatever you need to do to establish any type of, that's step down, okay? Okay, all right.
Give me your hands, give me your hand.
Oh, I knew he was gonna do that. Oh my God, are you good? Okay, but you need to see, then from that point, then you take it to all the full cover. Are you really going 100 times? I don't know about him going to that walk later. Yes, okay. Well, but you can just see that, you know, so when I talk about going through the motion, how hard was I going? I can't feel my thigh. We have I knew he was going to do that. But when I say that you're kind of going through the full motion, okay, I think about training fighters. Okay, have you ever seen it when you're at the gym? One person's going 30% and then the other person is going 110? So what happens when that person that's going 30% jacks it up to the same level as that? Does the timing change? It does. So when I'm talking about professional athletes, it's funny because we have a lot of professional athletes that come through our academy, and I always like picking the brains of the guys that are different, let's say a different mentality. When I talk about it's like 90% mental. Basketball, they play games all the time. How hard do you think, what do you think they're doing? Anybody play basketball in college? An NBA, what do you think they're doing? We have the guy, teams of 5. We basically have the other people right over here. I'll go ahead and move here. You pass me the ball, boom. Then you walk over there. They basically kind of just do run-throughs. So the same exact thing with that, and along with the place sparring with the MMA fighters and Muay Thai fighters, it's just touch sparring. So we would do the same exact thing when we're talking about law enforcement. Because it's just going to take repetition. You want good repetition, and hopefully if you have to kick it up, you'll be able to kind of do that. But in order for you to kind of, when people talk about stress inoculation, everyone reads these books. Is it really stress inoculation when you're having these guys, you know, crawling and then doing all this? No, they're just tired. It's not really stress inoculation. Stress inoculation is me covering my eyes, saying, oh, I'm problem, and then all of a sudden, boom, somebody hits you and you're like, oh crap, and then you have to react. So there's a difference in training. And let's say a lot of academies do it wrong. You know, especially from my eyes, because I have a different outlook, because I have guys that fight. I ref. I listen to the corners like in between rounds, see what they're saying, and then guess what? I see the way they perform. So let me see if I can borrow somebody that's, maybe I should get back at you.
It's okay, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
But so this is what I'm talking about, that you're just kind of working the movement. When I say working the movement, see that I hit him, he basically, boom, he hits. Right over here, he had a hard time trying to bring me down because I was basing out. I don't know if you go for an underhook. I can basically stuff his head straight down. I can turn him over. He's basically getting that, and guess what? Look what I'm doing here. What do you think I'm going to be doing? Yeah, I should hit you, motherfucker. Yeah. So see how he's kind of like rolling around and he's giving me that momentum, but are we going at the same speed? Yeah. Yeah, so from that point, if I go with somebody that keep going, keep moving. Right over here, I got to figure out how I'm going to go ahead and get him controlled. Push his head. Okay, he's going super hard now. A couple times. Yeah. There we go. But you can just see that this is what should be happening. And I can see that his arms are very, he's a big guy. So, he gets me over here. Okay. There we go. So now he's like, so over here, we're looking to kind of control him. Right over here, I kind of get him. Here, I'm looking at him. There you go. Hit multiple times, and I can kind of find it out. So, from this point, if we were going at the same speed, then once I start to kind of establish the right technique, where I have some sort of control, then he would loosen up and let me go through the repetition of doing something properly. Locking it, sorry. You like that, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. That's what I thought. From this point, I'm gonna go ahead and put a bit of pressure. So once I get this, if you have guys that are still fighting, like I said, how hard am I going with you now?
Hard enough.
Yeah. So I'll take, give me your hands. If he doesn't give it to me, I see he's trying to fight. Yeah. Then I'll go ahead and I'll start to clank his, yeah, oh wow, it works. Perfect. From that point, what do I gotta do? Tackle back. Yep, and if he starts to fight again, there we go. Yeah, you like, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, he likes it. From that point, then I go ahead and simulate the cuffs. So do you kind of see that type of training mindset? Thank you. Your stuff is right here.
Man.
Never underestimate the guy in leather shoes. But you can just see that we're just kind of going through the motion, kind of having fun with it. But again, you need that repetition over again. Imagine if me and you, we switched back and forth, and we did that for 30 minutes. Is it a lot different than us rolling around playing jiu-jitsu? But did you like it when I slapped your ear? Right.
I like it. Because from my standpoint, like, I'm trying to think like, all right, I feel you. I'm like, where's he?
That feel strong?
Yeah, right. But where's he weakest, or how can I get out of it? But from that perspective, like, if I'm the cop, like on top or in control, me being the victim or me being the suspect gives me a different viewpoint in terms of what I can expect.
Right. So that's the training mindset when you're training. Is the things repetition over and over again. So the guy that is an agent with my agency, when he said that he was dealing with the PCP guy, we wanted to talk to him probably like weeks after. I ran into him at work, and I said, hey, can you tell me? He's like, dude, he goes, what you guys did in training, it was just like training. It was like a training scenario. We basically knew that the guy was going to have a deer in the headlight look, basically saying that, hey, do you need help? The guy just had that look on his face because it was a big guy. So he knew that he was going to go in. So readily, he's mentally preparing his mindset to say that, okay, I'm going to have to go hands-on. What am I going to think? Okay, depending on what this officer does, because the guy came after him, he went low because that's what we train. One person goes high, one person goes low, take the knees, kind of suck it in, boom. And then from that point, it was a fight. It was a fight the whole time. But he said that the guy was very strong, hitting, trying to move the person over. And that's like right over here, just like the little scrambles, that's more important than me hitting a bag or boxing with one another. We're thinking about law enforcement, thinking about that you're going to be in a cage. Do you really want to stand with somebody that knows what they're doing and bang with them? No. I'm looking for that strike to boom, just to kind of get that motion where I can try to affect that arrest. Okay. And then talking about the transitions with my man Transit pulling the weapon, all the guys that are pulling the weapon, well, these are transition drills. If you feel comfortable because that's the one that you've always been doing it, boom, transition, see what's happening. Maybe you go ahead and radio. From that point, maybe transition to a baton. Or if you have your weapon, using that trigger guard to kind of strike to the face, boom, go offline. Every situation is different. But for us to kind of look at it and say, okay, there's one way of doing it. No, there isn't. Like, if I bring judo players, guys that have been trained for 20, 30 plus years, they're gonna have a different mindset than somebody that's never done anything. So you just gotta be able to kind of put yourself where you fit in.